Here we have an Asus Strix 3090 video card that came in for repair. We already disassembled the board right here. And let's read what the customer wrote. Referral source, David. I do not know who David is. Description. Had it in my custom PC for probably 8 to 9 months. PC wouldn't boot up one day. But I had a replacement card handy, and now I would really like to use this GPU. I did play New World. So basically, New World may have caused this video card not to work or to stop working. I had a lot of New World bad video cards that came in because of a short circuit. I do not know if the same holds true with this card, but we're gonna find out. Just a quick visual inspection. And maybe we can measure while doing visual inspection. We hit 2 birds with 1 stone, right? We do have 12 volts, 12 volts, 12 volts. So why not measure the inductors and see if we have a short circuit? Since we are already here, meter in diode mode. Before we start the video, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor PCBWay. PCBWay is a China Shenzhen-based PCB manufacturer and printed circuit board assembler with more than a decade in the field of PCB prototype and fabrication. They offer a wide variety of services including 3D printing, CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, and much more. PCBWay is committed to meeting all your PCB needs. They offer quality, on-time delivery, and competitive pricing. 1 to 2 layer boards starts at $5 with 24 hours turnaround. Get an instant quote by visiting PCBWay.com or click on the link below and make sure to check them out. 0.448 in diode mode. 0.452 in diode mode. And we have a short circuit. No way. No way. How did I know that? How did I predict that we're going to have a short circuit? So a short circuit on one of the 12 volt lines is likely a problem with a V-core MOSFET. A blown, a shorted, or a bad V-core MOSFET. One of those here. Or it could be one of the ones on the left. We have a lot of them. We have to narrow it down. But let me just do a quick visual inspection. Will only take a minute. If I'm going too fast, just deal with it. It takes longer to complain than to deal with it. We do not want to analyze every single component on the board, just a quick visual inspection. Maybe we find a component that's knocked off, or maybe liquid damage or corrosion or whatever the case may be. Flip the board. Now the first thing we need to do is to fix that short, the 12 volt short. That's number 1. Okay, so the card looks good, front and back. Which one of those DR MOSFETs is causing the short? It has to be one of them, based on my experience working on this very same issue. Sometimes we can just tell if a DR MOSFET is faulty by looking at it. Maybe we see a solder blob or a burnt, cracked chip. And sometimes they look perfectly fine. Now what we need to do is use the NF short voltage injection tool. We're going to inject voltage at the short right here. And then we're going to monitor the board under a thermal camera and see what gets hot. Those DR MOSFETs are really hard to see under a thermal camera. So little heat that it's almost impossible to find that heat spot. But of course, if you have eyes like a hawk, like I do, then it shouldn't be a problem, right? Just kidding. I do not have eyes like a hawk. Right, so I'm interested in one of those DR MOSFETs. Let's inject voltage at the short. And I see it. Look here, okay? Look right here. Look right here. Watch. See it? Right there. Rewind. Rewind and watch it in slow motion. It's the fifth DR MOSFET from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. That's the bad guy. Say hello to the bad guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth one from the top. If you did not catch it, you need to go to an eye doctor and check your eyes. Or that would not even work. You need to know what you're doing. It's more of knowing what to look for than your eyes. Now, to remove this DR MOSFET, we have to apply a lot of heat at maximum temperature because the board is thick and it has a lot of layers. We do not want to do that here because we have aluminum capacitors that do not like heat. They will just pop. That happened to me in several videos. And if we cover those capacitors, covering is not enough. It's better to be safe than sorry. So what we're going to do is, let's desolder 1, 2, 3. We're going to desolder those 3 capacitors. And desoldering those caps is a pain because they are not through holes, so we cannot apply low melt solder from the bottom. We have to apply it from here. And it's going to take some back and forth to remove those capacitors. So let me start by applying flux. All the tools that we are using on our bench you can buy directly off our site at NorthridgeFix.com. Click on shop, add to cart, checkout, pay, and we almost always ship out same day. The microscopes are currently on back order and we are expecting a shipment end of June. Hopefully we get them end of June. If you are buying the microscopes or if you are back ordering the microscopes now, you're still gonna get the old price. We're not gonna add in the extra tariffs that we are paying now. Once we get the scopes in, then price will increase. I'm trying not to increase prices in our shop. We are working with the factories so we can maintain the same pricing. If you're in the market for a microscope, a thermal camera, or whatever the case may be, tweezers, wick, grinding pen, whatever you need, you can purchase directly off our site. For all of you who ordered from us before, you know how fast we ship. So we're gonna use low melt solder. We're gonna use our anti-glare light, the NorthridgeFix anti-glare light. We knocked out one SMD cap, no problem, we're gonna put it back. I mean, this capacitor is so close to the one that we removed. Right, so now the question is, what's that chip? And we did not check if we still have a short also. Let's figure out what the chip is, and then we can measure for a short, make sure we do not have a short. What if we have the wrong chip? What if the thermal camera lied to us? Probably an NCP chip. Which one is this? 95481 RWJ. Okay, give me a minute, I'll be back. I do have that chip. Last one. I do have one left. We need to restock on those. 95481. Awesome. Before we solder that chip on the card, we want to make sure that we do not have a short circuit anymore. So we're going to measure right here. Meter in diode mode. And do we still have a short? And of course, we do not have a short. Awesome. 0.448 voltage drop. 0.440 voltage drop. And we have 0.440 voltage drop. Awesome. We do not have a short anymore. We got the bad guy. Say hello to the bad guy. We do not want to lose that chip because it's going to take a couple of days to get another one. If you look at the chip that we removed, if you look on back of that chip, you can tell that pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all connecting as one pin. And the bottom ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all connecting as one pin. So it's okay if you see a bridge here or on top, it doesn't matter because all of them are one pad either way. All right, so now it's time to test the card. I connected the card to our PCIe adapter, which connects directly to our motherboard, HDMI cable, and 3 12-volt inputs. Let me put the goggles on in case the card decided to blow up, right? Yes, yes. We see the Dell logo. Awesome. I have my finger on the power supply in case something happens. I can just turn the power supply off. But we got an image, and that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm gonna give the card to Big Boss to reassemble, and then we can test it together. The card is running beautifully. Temperature 64 degrees. The card has been running for the past couple of minutes and temperatures are within range. GPU is running 100% and we are done. All right, so we're gonna keep the card running for the next maybe 5-10 minutes. We're gonna invoice and mail it back to the customer. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video.